Hello. Are you looking for all the evidence analysis you could ever want when writing about the ghosts within A Christmas Carol? Well, look no further. The aim of this video is to provide you with all the information you need to help you achieve the very highest marks when being asked to explore the ghosts in the novella. What we'll do now is run through a plethora of key quotes and analysis which you can include. So let's begin. Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. Dealings in my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. The notion of business broadens in depth, something that Scrooge is yet to understand. Business is used as a pun. Rather than focusing on financial wealth, business also relates to an area of interest. Humanity should be his main occupation. Otherwise, we will all end up in hell. The list of character traits Marley discusses contrasts the list Dickens uses to initially describe Scrooge. Therefore, this highlights to the reader that Scrooge is also destined to repeat Marley's fate, were but a drop of water. This imagery highlights that his selfish interests were of minuscule importance. I wear the chains I forged in life, replied the ghost. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? My own free will not only suggests that we have the freedom to decide how we live our lives, but the abstract noun will suggests the character actively pursued that manner of living. Link by link highlights that our sin accumulates over time, and we must eventually wear the misery we have caused others. The heavy repetition of the personal pronoun emphasizes that the torture the ghost of mine now feels is entirely his own fault. A small matter, said the ghost, to make these silly folk so full of gratitude. The ghost of Christmas past is mocking Scrooge's lack of generosity by highlighting that a small amount of money and Christmas spirit can fill people with gratitude. The adjective full highlights to the reader that only a measly amount of charity can ensure that people are completely happy. It may be that in sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. The Ghost of Christmas Present is highlighting to the reader that is one acts like Scrooge. If we act like Scrooge, we're selfish, then we will not go to heaven. The use of the adjective worthless is yet again a pun which plays on the notion of value. Scrooge values money over humanity, and ultimately, this is what will be his downfall. Millions highlights the huge levels of poverty experienced at the time. Less fit to live suggests that the character is not worthy of life compared to the character Tiny Tim, simply because Tim respects and loves humanity. They are man, said the spirit, looking down upon them, and they cling to me appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Beware them both, and all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy. For on his brow I see that written which is doom. Unless the writing's erased, deny it, cried the spirit, stretching out his hand towards the city. Slander those who tell it ye, omit it for factitious purposes, and make it worse, and bide the end. Another of Dickens's messages to the reader, which is about ignoring the fate of the poor and their needs. Doom highlights that if society does not help the less fortunate, then disaster will befall society. Slander those who tell it ye. This exclamatory sentence highlights a strong sentiment of the character in Dickens, that we must stop individuals who try to say poverty is always the fault of the poor person. Bob is proof that this is not the case. It was shrouded in a deep black garment which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing of its visible save one outstretched hand. But for this it would have been difficult to detach its figure from the night and separate it from the darkness by which it was surrounded. The ghost of Christmas yet to come is clearly surrounded by an ominous, scary figure resembling the grim reaper to death. Deep black. The adjectives highlight the deep darkness and misery which the character represents. It brings no good news, unlike the two previous ghosts who highlighted hope. Surrounded highlights that the character is one with darkness and negativity. This foreshadows the news that Scrooge will receive. So thank you. There's some really excellent ideas and analysis you can include in your essays concerning the ghosts. Now you need to make sure you're practicing using them in your essays. So good luck.